We'll be right back with them saying
Alex
that
Jones
we're
and
seeing
the
global
GCN
warming this
Radio
winter.
Network.
And is it true that Obama hung the moon? The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalists by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the InfoWar at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com. Hi folks, Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his 2-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex. Why does the United States spend the largest percentage of GDP in the world on healthcare? Why do we have the highest cancer rates on the planet, the highest rates of diabetes, autism, and every other major disease? It all comes down to one thing. We are what we eat. Our food is devoid of nutrition and processed with poisons and additives. Our water is filled with toxic poisons and big pharma runoff. All of this has been engineered by design. We can turn the tide against the eugenicist by giving ourselves the nutrients our body desperately needs. To learn more, visit InfoWarsHealth.com. The site is literally packed with audio and video featuring top health professionals who don't bow down to big pharma. The fight against the New World Order starts with you, and you can't stand against the machine if you're sick, tired, and obese. When you visit InfoWarsHealth.com, be sure and check out the catalog with nearly 400 life-changing products, and get free shipping when you sign up for AutoShip.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, oh my goodness. Some of those liners are a bit pretentious. Though I do like that music. I tell you, we are knocking them dead, the fake global warming crime cartel. We are totally exposing their fraud. So just for them, I want to play a little bit more of this song before we go to the man, Mark Moreno. Crank it up. Knock them dead. We're going to go to Mark in a moment. It's huge. And I mean uber gigantic intel that is truly mind-blowing. Probably some of the craziest stuff he's ever covered here on air, with the Great Lakes freezing, record cold all over the northern hemisphere, northern and southern Arctic's growing massively. Wait till you see what they've done. They've doubled down. But briefly, Mediaite has come out with 13 romantic cable news Valentines to share with your loved ones. And I really like these because I guess I'm number 3. Rush Limbaugh's number 4. And it says, my dearest love, many nights do I stay awake thinking about your pleasant bosom and the globalist scum, the nerd police taking over everything, and then it's a spiral of insanity down into it. And I do like it when the Democrats and their websites come out with these type of hit pieces because it's fun to be included in those. It is good. It is good for some humor. By the way, we're going to play this clip later. You know, Nancy Pelosi says that marriage is not a good thing. Why would anybody want to get married? These people really do act like they're Beelzebub or something. Before I go to our illustrious guest, we have a new T-shirt in that is already becoming one of the best sellers ever. I think it should be the best seller ever, but it's Obama as the Joker that was that limited edition that was the best seller ever. So we've brought it back in another limited edition that's about to go out of stock, the Obama Tyrant shirt. But we now have two different Molon Labe come and take it. One in the Greek that says Molon Labe come and take it with a Greek war helmet, a Spartan helmet with two crossed M4s and victory wreath around it. I think it's the best looking Molon Labe shirt out there. It's a gray on black. And it's kind of a grayish gold on black. And then we've also got just an InfoWars with the Molon Labe symbol and the Molon Labe on the back. So they have images on the front and back. And it's all made in America, part of our Made in 1776 brand, madein1776.com. Go to madein1776.com, and you can find everything made in America, the ball caps, the golf shirts, all of it. And, yeah, it all cost about 30 to 50% more. We now have the 1776 Worldwide Bottle Breacher, a 50 caliber shell with the bullet in it, with the powder taken out. And this is made by Navy SEALs. One of them isn't even retired yet. He gets out next year in Dallas. This is actually made by a group of Navy SEALs who are evil entrepreneurs. And I was talking to a guy I know that buys these, and they did a custom print for us that says made in 1776. Actually says 1776 worldwide on it. And so it actually, portions of it end up through the Navy SEALs going to real veterans groups. But you're hiring former Navy SEALs. Navy SEAL owns it, but it's the Navy SEALs that work there. Navy people, it's not just Navy SEALs, but it's run by Navy SEALs. And so they've made these custom bullets for us. They reached out to us. And it's a bottle breacher. And I've got mine at home, and everybody loves it. People come over for a barbecue or whatever. It is awesome and a great gift for friends and family in the military especially. So, again, made by Navy SEALs for patriots everywhere. All of that is made in the USA at madein1776.com. The other apparel and stuff's made in Mexico, you name it. Nothing against that. It's just that, you want to pay third less or half off. We just give you the choice right there. But everything at madein1776.com. or on the 1776 section of InfoWarsStore.com, the brass belt buckles with George Washington on it. It's like showing a vampire of the sun at high noon when they see this stuff. I mean, it's all right there at madein1776.com. Very inexpensive and affordable compared to other American-made clothes. You try to buy a golf shirt like this at Dillard's, it's like $80 to $100, and it's not made in America. This is made in America, $49.95, and I'll just be honest with you. They were correcting me the other day. It costs us 20-something bucks to print that shirt, to get that shirt. 20, and that's a lot. I mean, I could buy a shirt like that from China for $6. But it lasts a lot longer. Everybody compliments it. InfoWarsStore.com. And then lastly, the Super Male Vitality. You've heard the rave reviews. We just took 8 of the best-known herbs, organic, concentrated them with Dr. Group in his factory, his laboratory, put it out. We have the only nation iodine of this type, the Fluoride Shield, the Survival Shield, Super Male Vitality. It's all available at InfoWarsLife.com. Again, that's InfoWarsLife.com, and your purchase of the products makes the transmission possible. You can also call toll-free 888-253-3139, 888-253-3139. And for 2 weeks, we're running a special. It's been very popular, so I never go back on specials, but it may end up being back-ordered in about a week. We'll still have 15% out for 2 weeks, but it's about 2 weeks till we get more Super Male Vitality in because it's so popular. We've been waiting on an herb that finally got in from the Himalayas that's totally organic, so we can finally go to production, but I've been waiting months to get it. But the thing is, you need to order now if you want to get it immediately. And then believe me, you've heard the rave reviews. Just try our products, and I know you're going to like them. And if you don't, you've supported the broadcast, but I've heard no negative feedback. So 888-253-3139. And as always, I want to thank all of you for your support. Now, this is a big deal, folks, because you've got Al Gore saying in 2007, 2009, in countless speeches that by the winter and the summer of 2013, we would see a completely melted northern ice cap. Well, it grew at record numbers, and Mark Moreno is the master and advises Congress and has all the scientists that he researches with on his site, climatedepot.com. He has all the actual numbers, but just in a general sense, southern pole getting bigger, northern pole getting bigger. They always point in the summer at it shrinking with a satellite. They always shrink. That's why the Vikings talked about a northern passage into Russia, you know, in writings 1,000 years old as Beowulf. But they use the public's ignorance and say polar bears can't swim, penguins can't swim. They talk about penguins are going to drown at the North Pole, that there are no penguins at the North Pole. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we've seen and covered. Al Gore and all his lies that have been proven in court in England. They can't show school kids, you know, his film in England because it's been proven to be a fraud. Had like 65 lies, I think, proven in court, or was it 63? I forget. The point is, now they're all over the news. National Geographic just came in the mail. I've been taking it since I was a kid. My grandmother still gives it to me. God bless her soul. One of them died, but they used to both give it to me. But the point is, one of them still gives it to me, the one that's alive. It said we're going to be flooded and dead next year, and that the cold is all caused by this. CBS News is now reporting with it's beyond a quack, and that's what Mark's here to tell us about. The most incredible thing ever, that this record cold temp and the Great Lakes freezing is a heat wave. So up is down, down is up. Raising the debt ceiling will not raise your debt. You can keep your doctor. Your premium will go down, not up. I did not have sex with that lady. I mean, the level of lying here. So to break this down is Mark Moreno of climatedepot.com. Mark, this is simply amazing, and it ties in to a piece of news I'm going to go to in a moment after you've had a chance to break things down. But thank you for joining us, sir.
Hey, thank you, Alex. Happy to be here. Yes, Al Gore made all sorts of predictions about the Arctic, about the Antarctica. The United Nations is on record about global sea ice. We are now well above average for global sea ice. And in fact, we've had, depending on what month and what you look at, Earth has had more ice in general than we've had probably in the last 20 or 25 years, and it's on an increasing trend. The Antarctica, which is the South Pole, has been at or near an exceeded record extent for the last several years, and this year it's breaking all-time records, the highest they've ever had since satellite monitoring began. In the Arctic, we had an incredible year-to-year, the largest year-to-year recovery of Arctic ice, and the Arctic has diminished some since the late 1970s, but think back. When did we start monitoring Arctic ice with satellites? At the end of the 40-year global cooling scare, the coming ice age scare. So, yes, Arctic has lost ice since that period, but there's indications this year that the older, thicker ice is now being wedged and that it's not going to lose anything significant or near record like Al Gore and others are predicting. But both poles had a record year in their own ways, and now global sea ice is doing well above average. But what's most shocking is when we have heat waves, and be they in Moscow, be they in Australia, no matter where they are, that's blamed on man-made global warming. When we now have record cold, instead of just saying, well, that's an exception, the global warming activists, including Al Gore, who now says it's consistent, are blaming, quote, excess heat in the atmosphere for destabilizing the Arctic air mass and essentially making the jet stream dive down with the polar vortex. They come up with all these convoluted explanations, and now every weather event is consistent with man-made global warming.
But it gets better. Up on your site, you looked up who the CBS expert is. They might as well have gotten Johnny Carson as the great Karnak.
Yes, so this is an amazing story that, you know, it's a Climate Depot exclusive. Just posted this morning, about 2 hours ago. The CBS expert on CBS this morning that they had on to explain how global warming is causing record cold and snow was a New York City College physicist named Michio Kaku. And Michio Kaku was only identified as a professor on this show, and he claimed that the excess heat in the Arctic was against intuition, essentially causing all of this record cold and heat. Now, before we even knew, and I'll get to what he is in a moment, scientists were trashing CBS News for featuring this guy's views. In fact, PhD meteorologist Ryan Mao of the Weather Bell said that, and he quote, "No effing clue what Michio is